Hi, did you book the Metaverse tour? Ah, fantastic, great. My name is Noel, and I'm your tour guide today for the Metaverse. We'll begin our tour by asking ourselves, what actually is the Metaverse?
An artificial, it's like a social network, but with 3D avatars.
Something like a universe but bigger.
First that I think of is the book Ready Player One.
I think it's an online space built in a virtual reality environment where people can interact with people from all over the world in this shared space.
Right, so when I speak of a Metaverse, I really speak of a virtual social environment that kind of mimics reality that a lot of people spend a lot of time in. I think that definition is good, and it definitely doesn't include the company Meta, the VR headsets, or the blockchain, whatever people mean with that. Today we will focus on one metaverse, which is the Minecraft metaverse. It's the metaverse with millions of inhabitants, in fact hundreds of millions of inhabitants. If you want to do the Roblox tour, you will need to find another tour guide, and if you're too old to have ever heard of Minecraft, don't worry, I will guide you through everything we need. Okay, then let's go to Minecraft. Welcome to a new Minecraft world. To enter this world yourself, all you need is a laptop or a computer, and ideally a computer mouse. If you look around, you can see that every Minecraft world is made of blocks. Everything you see can be destroyed, and everything you can imagine can be built. And because it uses this block system, you can build a house quite quickly. Here is a house, or even a roller coaster, or a chicken shop. But Minecraft gets really fun when you play with more people. There are thousands of publicly accessible servers, and I will show you my favorite one, a German-speaking Skyblock server. Here, hundreds of players play together, and we can chat with all of them in the public chat. All of these are real players, and this is the Skyblock server. Skyblock is a game mode. In Skyblock, every person gets their own small island when they join for the first time. On this island, you have a tree. If you cut it down, you can get wood and plant more trees. With more trees, you can build yourself a bigger island. You can also sell wood and cobblestone to get virtual currency. With that, you can buy more materials to build bigger farms, to get more materials, to build awesome stuff. You get it. This is an island I built. I spent a few hundred hours on building an awesome roller coaster ride, small games for other people to play, and quite a large world for people to explore. And the best thing, other people can visit my island, and this is what makes it a social place. In fact, let me demonstrate. Let's put a message in the chat that I'm holding a competition on my island where I will award the best skin. A skin is basically your avatar in Minecraft, and you can actually draw them yourself, which is awesome. And look, now there's people on my island, yay! Many people also use software like TeamSpeak, Discord, or proximity chat, so that it's actually possible to speak with the people on your island. When I finished high school, one of my teachers gave a commencement speech, and I think he finished with something like, "And remember kids, online friends aren't real friends." And that really stuck with me. And I think I can see where he came from. He probably had this Facebook type of view on the internet that's packed with scary people, online scammers, and fake friends, and probably also fake lives. And honestly, part of that is definitely true. But really, are online friends fake? I've met people on Skyblock that I've spent hundreds of hours with. I've visited some of them in real life by train. Are they still just online friends, or are they just real friends now? As much as any of the virtual world is real, those connections you make are real, and this is probably quite hard to understand for people that haven't been there, but just because it's accessible on my laptop and virtual doesn't mean it's any less real for me. Whoops, sorry, got carried away a bit there. Unless you want to hear more opinions? Oh, you're not, okay. Well, then let me present to you the bad sides of Minecraft. As I began playing more and more, I decided to apply for a role within the service team as a supporter specifically. A supporter has two tasks. Firstly, it's to help people playing Minecraft and playing Skyblock. And secondly, it's also to police the server in terms of cheating, harassment, and wrongdoing. And it turns out there was really quite a lot of that. If you put a lot of young people on this Minecraft server together, it turns out not so fun stuff happens. I saw grown-up men chatting up teenage girls. I saw players literally spreading Nazi propaganda. I saw so much online mobbing. And what was there to stop it? A few teenage young adult supporters doing it in their free time. And this was really not so fun stuff. Sometimes even happening from the players inside the team, which is just really bad. And then you may ask yourself how these servers make money, and it's by selling ranks, privileges, or loot boxes to the players, which are oftentimes really young people, often using their parents' credit card. On Skyblock, people spend hundreds of euros buying digital loot crates that give you random items. I think just glorified gambling. And this is an example of where the boundary between what is virtual and what is real might not be so clear anymore, because they are spending real life money. Let me give another example. As a supporter, one of the main jobs you have is giving voice support on TeamSpeak, which is just the voice chat software. And one day, doing support, a few trolls came in. So basically, people just messing with me, which, given the audience, I think is to be expected every so often. However, these trolls were a bit different because they somehow managed to find out my real name and then later my real address. People can do quite a lot of harm just using an address. For example, they could call your home in the middle of the night, waking you and your family up. Or they could call the police saying that there is violence at your home, thus sending the police to your home in the middle of the night, waking everything up. And the police are then quite angry. This is called swatting, and it happened twice to me, and it's absolutely terrifying. It's really not fun having to explain to police and family why someone would do this. And I don't think they ever quite believed me that it was really just people having fun. And there's even worse things to do with an address online. Thankfully, it kind of stopped after that for me, but I know many cases where it didn't stop and it went on to become this really dangerous online mobbing that went on for years. I definitely felt helpless in that moment, and I think these things are absolutely terrifying. The internet is a terrifying place. There is basically no accountability given that everything is so anonymous. Those people that called the police on me, they probably just got away with it because it was anonymous. This is a major problem in the metaverse, but also of the internet in general and on social media today. This is something that a future metaverse should definitely avoid. So, what will a future metaverse look like? Let's continue our tour into the future. This is probably the point where Tom Scott would go something like, this is a future, not necessarily the future. I'm not saying this will happen, but let's ignore that. This is the future. Good morning from the future. It's 2080 and the generations that grew up with Minecraft and Roblox in their youth are now in retirement homes, spending their life in Minecraft, building castles, cities, and having fun. While those in retirement homes dwell in their nostalgia with Minecraft, the world around them spends its time in a new metaverse that encompasses most areas of life. People meet, go to virtual concerts by their favorite artists. Ever since the great COVID work revolution in 2020, people began working from home more and more, until now where almost all people work in virtual workspaces. Society is much better off ever since the EU introduced its Metaverse Act, setting limits on the control of big companies running metaverses. The world has never been so democratic. And yet, there are still those that never accepted the virtual environments, those that still fight for the real-world environment to be saved, that haven't accepted that climate change ruined everything, and that the virtual environment is the only habitable one left. And of course, there's still those that try to convince everyone that the blockchain will indeed solve all of our metaverse problems. Okay, maybe I was getting carried away there a bit, but I think the metaverse is not some kind of dystopian future. It's something that hundreds of millions of people already use today, and it's something that a lot of very rich companies are investing a lot of money in today. And I think we need to decide today whether we want to risk giving so much power to large tech corporations yet again. And I'm not too sure what an alternative should look like, but the EU once tried starting a social network, and I honestly don't hate the idea of a decentralized but regulated metaverse, not with blockchains, but more like Minecraft. I don't know, but I just wanted to give you a tour of my perspective of what a realistic metaverse could look like. Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for watching the video. That was the tour. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any resting opinions that you need to unburden, please leave them in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Maybe in the metaverse. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably I'm wrong.